the question that Jesus asks each and every one of us today is our zeal and the passion of our lives, is it for the gospel of God? Or is the concern and the energy of our lives absorbed by the fear of those who are different from us? Today, the disciples want Jesus to put a stop to someone casting out demons in his name because he wasn't one of them. He didn't belong to their group. He didn't fit the category, the right category. This week, our Holy Father repeated Jesus' response, the same response that Jesus made to John, our Holy Father made. But he made it from the speaker's balcony of the Capitol. He asked those who believe and who follow Jesus and who are in that company to pray for him. But he also said to those who do not believe, please send good wishes my way. But he blessed all and everyone, believer and non-believer. He blessed all those who fit into all of the different categories. All those people who gathered below that speaker's balcony. He didn't say to the crowd, now stop someone who is doing good. He didn't say, refuse to help if you don't know whether they believe. He didn't say, place stumbling blocks in the way of anyone who is vulnerable and is in need. But rather, he reminded us that we are called to love our neighbor not only in word, but also in deed. The word is so easy, the deed is so difficult. And he used Dorothy Day as an example when he said, every single day, we as Christians, now that means every single one of us, should be choosing one of the corporal or spiritual works of mercy. That should be an intention of our life as a Christian. That we live our life intentionally. That we live our life deliberately. And that if we use that corporal work of mercy or that spiritual work of mercy, it will help us to put what we believe in our mind and what we believe in our heart. It will enable us to do that in deed and in our actions each and every day. So we're going to have a chance as a community to love our neighbor in a concrete and a tangible way as servants of Christ's body here in this parish. Now, how are we going to do that? Next weekend, the Social Concerns Committee will initiate an ongoing food collection program as part of our ministry to the homeless and the hungry within Stark County. And the gospel of God, which we put our energy and our passion and our zeal into, will challenge each of us to give to the poor. But not because the poor need our charity, though they do, but because by giving to them is the only way that we can remain healthy as Christians, the only way we can remember to be doing what Jesus did and to be meeting Jesus day by day. It's a way that we can do this as a people and as a parish. So we're going to have 2 shopping carts in the entrance of the church to receive donations. And we encourage each family of our parish Each family of our parent. Now, how many of you are families in our parish? Raise your hands, okay? So each family in our parish, what we want you to do is develop a habit of bringing a non-perishable food item to place in the shopping cart every Sunday. Now, did you hear what I said? To create a habit. A habit. So your presence and your absence means a lot. Not only to the parish, but it will mean a lot to those who are hungry. Because if you're absent, then that means less food for those who are hungry. So we have an obligation. See, it takes us out of ourselves, and it says, I have to be intentional about this. Now, the food collected will be donated to the hungry in our community through two agencies. One through Catholic Charities, and the other through Hope Outreach Ministries. Hope Outreach is a very real presence of Christ in our community. Hope Outreach Ministries is located on the Mahoning Road corridor, right across from the former St. Paul's. And I can tell you that they feed 200 people, at least 200 people every single day who walk in off of the streets. And many of those individuals are the lost, the last, and the least in our community. I have no doubt about that. And all you have to do is go down and see. Now, is there really a need? Well, I'm going to have you decide. There are 60,000 people in Stark County who struggle with hunger every single day. Can you believe that? 60,000 people in Stark County. And yes, there are 1 out of 4 children in Stark County who are hungry every single day. And I can tell you that some of those children go to this school because they have a free breakfast and a free lunch, and they go home and there is no supper. And I'm sure some of those kids go home on the weekend and they do not have something to eat on Friday night, on Saturday, and Sunday. 1 out of 4. 10% of our senior citizens are hungry. And sometimes it becomes a trade-off between medicine and food. They'd rather go hungry than go without their medicine. And sometimes they have to go without their medicine so that they can at least have something to sustain them. So the need is there. Now, in your bulletin, everybody's going to take a bulletin home today too, right? We got it. Everybody's going to take a bulletin home. Because in the bulletin, there is a reminder of this project. And what I'd like you to do is cut out that bulletin ad, and I'd like you to put that up on your refrigerator. So that when you go to the refrigerator, every time you open that refrigerator to get some ice cream, every time you go to that refrigerator to get something that's filled with calories, I'll say that. Because it's tempting, isn't it? It's tempting. But what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look at that. And then I want you to remember that I need to bring a non-perishable food item to church. And so you'll look at that every single day, and if you look at it every single day, you'll build a habit, and then you'll be bringing that every single week to Mass and putting it in that basket. And that will help all of those 60,000. It will help one of those 60,000 people. It will help one of those children. It will help one of those senior citizens. You will be helping them. You, absolutely you, will be helping them in doing that. And so you'll be putting feet on your faith. Your faith won't just be up here. It won't remain just in here. But you'll be taking that faith out there. And you'll be doing it in a very real way. Now we're going to need volunteers to assist in this food delivery to the center. Now Rosemary Norton is sitting here. Rosemary, can you stand up for a minute? Rosemary Norton is coordinating this with the Social Concerns Committee. And she needs help taking the food to the centers. So if you want to help, that's another way that you can do that. And I ask you to do that. Now, the mission to feed the hungry was so well symbolized by Pope Francis this week. Of all the things he considered important, all the things that were important, where did he head? In D.C., he headed down to a food kitchen, and yesterday he headed to another center, to those incarcerated, those with less. Corporal work of mercy, visit those who are in prison. He has to do that. The Pope has to do that every day. Why shouldn't we as a community? But you know, he was great. In Congress, you saw him speaking to Congress, he was really great. But where he came alive, where he really came alive, was on the street with the lost, the last, and the least. God bless you.